the word female. So unbeknownst to me, I heard the word female is problematic. Okay, now I know, see, and this is why this world is too much. There's two reasons why the word female is problematic. There's a LGBTQ plus reason, and then there's just a reason of just whatever. So the LGBTQ plus community, I remember I was listening actually to a room on Clubhouse, and I don't know if this is why female is a problematic word, but the girl was like, I am, what did she say? I'm getting tight. Something female. A cis female. And then the girl said, you're not cis female, you're a cis woman. I was like, okay. Then, so you gotta watch your terms. I'm not here to play with the LGBTQ plus community. If they want us to say cis woman, I will say it. So that's out the window. When I speak of female, a lot of people don't like the word female because lately the word has been thrown around as kind of like disrespectful, like kind of like, yeah, certain females, like you the type of female, like, you know how like when people say female, it's aggressive. Like they usually be like, I feel like certain females, but it doesn't come off like proper. You get what I'm saying? It's coming off like female, like you're a female. Like I don't know, like I know y'all might not even understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But for me, my problem with that is female and male is literally scientific terms that define, you know, gender. And I'm not talking about the LGBTQ plus community. If y'all want us to say women, by all means we'll say women. I'm talking about people who feel like, oh, female is this derogatory term now and blase, blase, boom. All right, well, look, if you mad because somebody say female and they be like females or whatever, or they say it too aggressive and they tone is too heavy, how the fuck you gonna tell me I can't say the word female? And that's an actual word. It'll be one thing if like people like, we need to stop saying thoughts. That's a derogatory term, right? We need to stop saying hoes, bitch. That's a derogatory term. But female is legitimately never was a derogatory term. So how is it that we have to stop saying female? You get what I'm saying? Like, and then it's like if you say it too much, it's like offensive, and it's like this weird spectrum, and it's just like certain things, like I get it, but I feel like it's the way we go. I actually don't get it. I don't get the female thing. Like, you know what? Now we're gonna do a mid-expand your mind. It is 2021, and we gonna jump into. I'm gonna give you a snippet of something that people have been saying as to why they, you know, find why the word female has become proper. All right, so now I'm about to tell you. Well, give you a scoop from an article so I could give you more, you know, reference as to why this term is allegedly problematic. So, before every topic, you know what we like to do, expand our mind. Expand your mind, expand your mind, expand your mind. So, in an article on blog.usejournal.com, titled "The Problem with Referring to Women as Females," written by Holly. Referring to a woman as females is a crime that men and women alike have committed. Okay, maybe that was a bit dramatic. The problem is not that the word that women are not females. In fact, most women are biological females. The problem, however, is the derogatory way in which the word is used. So, you know, I spoke about that briefly. People who are not familiar with how this term is used today, or people who use this term often, may find themselves wondering why in the world it's offensive. After all, isn't it just a synonym for woman? Let's start with the dictionary definition of the word female. So, adjective of, relating to, or being the sex that typically has the capacity to bear young or produce eggs. An individual of the sex that is typically capable of bearing young or producing eggs. By definition, referring to women as females reduces them to their reproductive abilities. That sounds a bit degrading, don't you think? In addition, a female could be anything, not necessarily a human. Bogus! Your dog might be a female. Do you really want to lump your girlfriend and your dog in the same category? OMG. From my observation, female is most often used by low-value men and women. Wow. To debase, devalue, and criticize women. Okay, so we're going to get into that. Reducing a woman to the level of an animal, okay, is not something that should be normal. Passive aggressively calling a woman a female strips her of her value and femininity and sends a message that she is replaceable and unworthy, neither of which are true. This disdainful and misogynistic word communicates the idea that the woman is not the prize and attempts to undermine her self-worth. I've noticed a double standard surrounding the word. Men who swear up and down that they mean no disrespect by using the word wouldn't be caught dead referring to their mother or grandmother as a female. Why? It's simple. They probably respect those women. They reserve the derogatory word for other women, perhaps younger women close to their own age, women who rejected them, women they have contempt for, or women who just simply exist. Calling women females is downright distasteful and unclassy. If you racked your brain but cannot think of another word for this type of species, try women or ladies. Luckily for you, they're the same amount of syllables too. Okay. Let's bring it. Let's reel it in. Let's reel it in. Okay. So for me, that to me is the definition of political correctness. To really dim down a word to such a point where you like anybody could be a female. A dog could be a female. A crab could be a female. A mouse could be a female. You know what I'm saying? But like we're still a female. Yeah, a female can produce eggs, produce babies, and stuff like that. Like that's a bit much. Y'all don't think so? And yes, a lot of times, I'm not going to front, but sometimes when people be using when men or women use the term female, sometimes they be like, it sounds aggressive, but I feel like we can't just disown the word. That's a real, actual word. Like, and I feel like, number one, we can't just allow people to just change our dictionary. So, cause like, let's say now, what if I take the word woman and start calling, woman could be disrespectful too. Cause I remember growing up, it was this boy, he used to be like, or even on the show when they be like, woman. You know how like they call the girl woman, like if she say something crazy, they be like, woman, sit down. Like that could be aggressive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like, just that real life kind of low key just pissed me off. This is a prime example of sensitivity, politically correctness to its finest. And you know what? I had an episode talking about feminism. You know, I try my best to be pro women, pro female, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I don't agree with that. That's a bit much. Like that's a bit much. And often when women are being criticized, they do say female. But I feel like when you're being criticized, let's say they start criticizing women and then they just start using the word woman, we still won't feel some type of way. Like, that's just how I look at it. Like, it's just about what's being said when they're using the word females. It says it's downright distasteful and unclassy. I mean, I don't agree. My only thing is that I feel like we just don't want to use the word because people ruin the word. But you can't ruin a word. Like, this is what I'm talking about, like, about the sensitivity issue and just, like, just how we just starting to just nitpick every little thing down to the bone, you know? And I don't agree with that. Yeah, I feel like no matter what, when somebody's saying something rude, whether they use the term female, woman, I don't know, her, she, it's still gonna come out bad no matter how you flip it, fry it, or dye it. Like, that's insane. But that's a very, very good example just to start the show off. You feel me? Hey, you just finished watching a clip from Brit Says the Podcast. Wasn't that dope? If you enjoyed that, you can watch the full episode just by clicking right here. And watch more episodes from Brit Says. Subscribe, comment, like, and review.